Happy Saturday. I'm glad to be able to see this beautiful day. I don't know where you are located, where you are watching from, but today it is almost 80 degrees outside. We are at the end of October. Typically, this is fall weather, and this is an unusual warm summer-like day. My favorite season is summer. I am a summer baby. And so I'm excited that it's warm out, and then it's going to drop like 20 degrees and be cold again. But in any case, loving today. I've been out already, and I am back in the home and ready to talk with you and share a couple of things. So, if you don't know who I am, and you should by now, I'm Thais Adele, and I am a widowed wife. And we have been having these necessary conversations about all things widowhood. I am 3.5 years into my journey, and I would love to hear from you guys. Where are you on your journey? And I call it a journey because, with any kind of path that we are on, there is a lot of unknown, right? And I remember when my husband and I were getting married, Dante and I were getting married, that I entitled, or what is the word that you use? I had a theme for our wedding, and it was Journey of Love. And who knew what was nobody but God knew. Let me say that. But we didn't know what was around the corner. Like what, 3 weeks later, that our lives would begin to turn upside down, if you will. I do call the first year of my marriage hell. I think a better word is fire. So our first marriage was fire. And not in the good way that we use the word fire when we see something. We're like, oh, that was fire. I don't know if you guys know that phrase, but in any case, yeah, so it was our first year of marriage was rough and tough, to say the least. We didn't even spend our first anniversary together. So listen, if you don't know my story and you would like to know my story, I have a wonderful book that I wrote talking about my story called 30 Summers Left. And it is, I am the authoress, Thais Adele Wells. You can find it on Amazon. You can reach out to me privately if you like for a personalized copy with my, they say John Hancock, but with my signature, and be more than happy. There's a few extras if you get it from me directly. But yes, it is on Amazon. 30 Summers Left. A memoir by Thais Adele Wells. And I do believe that tomorrow, the next couple of days, I might share with you a letter that I wrote to my husband as the introduction to my book. Yeah. I think it's important. I think it kind of really flows with what's going on here on this channel. My mission is to be a friend, if you will, a friend who understands and knows what you are going through. And I've said this before, our stories may be similar, not exactly the same, but listen, neither are we, right? We are all uniquely created by God. And yes, I'm a believer, love the Lord, and I share biblical principles and the scriptures that have helped me, that are helping me, that I pray are helping you. Today, though, I want to talk about memories, making memories, just something still along the lines of what can inspire you to live. Which reminds me that I do have a shirt to show you, right? I was telling you yesterday that at my husband's celebration of life service in 2020, his cousin said over the pulpit, he used my loving nickname for family and friends. So, and it's Ty, and he said, "Live, Ty, live." And so, I pulled the shirt out of the packed container to show you it. I drew this, and then I sent it to someone to put it on a shirt for me. And let me show you how it came out. So that's the Live, Ty, Live. I hope you can see that really good. Okay. And then on the back of it, because it was my 50th birthday, blue is my favorite color, if you were wondering, which is why I'm wearing these glasses to go with that. But I also, because it was my 50th birthday, I had to put something on the back of the shirt. And so the back of the shirt says, "This is," and that is a 5 with a crown that has been bedazzled. And then that is a scripture that is shaped in a circular motion to represent a 0 for 50. But it says John 10:10, which I left in the comments or in the description of yesterday's video. "I came that Tahis may have and enjoy life and have it in abundance." I came that Tahis may have and enjoy life and have it in abundance. John 10. And I put my name in there because I believe that sometimes, or most times, we need to make the Word of God personal. We need to insert our name in there because the same grace that was supplied and given to our forefathers that were in the scriptures have been given to us. And this scripture simply says, "I came that you may have life." You is indicative of you. All of you, whoever is watching this, whoever is under the sound of my voice, "I came that you may have life." This is Jesus speaking. And so he came that we would have life and have it in abundance. In abundance. So yesterday I was talking about inspiring you to live. And just was kind of thinking that over today. And I wanted to, encourage you to, even in in the time that you may be in, you may be still in a period of grieving, a period of mourning. If you can just pick out a few things, even if it's just one thing a day, that inspires you to continue living. Maybe it's your children. Maybe it's your children. I don't have children, but maybe it is for you. Maybe it's your siblings. Maybe it's a pet. Miss Effie White, one day I'm gonna have her in my arms and show you guys her, but she's somewhere. But listen, I have to say that she was a lifeline and very sensitive to the fact that I was hurting. She stayed glued to me during those first several months for sure. I even went to Texas in the fall of 2020. My husband upgraded in June, and our anniversary was July 4th. My birthday was July 30th, and in September 16th, I went and stayed 40 days with my best friend in Texas. Wait, and not just Texas, not just any old part of Texas. There is a town called Comfort. My best friend was living in Comfort, Texas, and she lived on a farm. Oh, I love animals. I know I told you guys that before, and she had tons of them. Had like 3 horses, about I think she had three or four goats, several cats, about 4 dogs, and chickens. I think I got everybody. And I took Miss Effie with me, my fur baby. And even though I was hurting, I must say that Comfort, Texas was really such a blessing to be able to go and spend that time with her, and just spend that time in a different space, right? All the memories that are here, even as I'm packing, getting ready to move. There are memories. There are memories. I'm looking around this room, and there are memories. Remember I told you about that hat that we bought in San Antonio when we were considering moving to Texas back in 2011. There are memories. And so I just want to inspire you a little bit to choose something that will help you to live. And so I just want to show you this. So, can you see? That is my husband, Dante Larry Wells. Okay, here we go. My favorite, absolute favorite picture of him. You know, you got to be a real boss to be a man and wear pink, they say. But so handsome. That's my honey. My Mushalu, I call him. Mushalu means fearless. And he was from Philadelphia. And there was a ship named Mushalu that sits on the water in Philadelphia. We went for our anniversary one time and had dinner. Wonderful. But Mushalu means fearless. And then this is wonderful because a close friend of mine who is a psychiatrist, she talked about putting something together that would help me to have good memories of Dante, something that I could look at and that would just, you know, maybe bring me a smile. His picture certainly does that, but this I also put together as well. And you might be asking, what is that? Maybe some of my widowers already know, but these are his ties. These were all his ties. My husband back in the day, before we got like, you know, really more relaxed and business casual at church, if you will, or just casual a lot of times at church. My husband knew, he knew how to dress. Would buy him a suit. Okay. He knew how to dress. So, yeah, so I took these ties. These are There were plenty more, but these were the ones that I loved. And I don't know if you could tell, but there's several paisley. I have an affinity for paisley, and I probably bought most of those because when we would go shopping, my husband was blind, and so I would a lot of times put his outfits together. Yeah, probably 99.9% of the time, because yeah, we were always together. So um yeah, all of those paisley ties, I did that. But he looked good in them though, and we made it work very, very well with whatever suit we purchased. But yeah, this is just something that I keep. I actually keep this on my desk with his picture, and I'm about to pack it up as well. I think I am. I like looking at it on a regular basis. It's like he's here with me. I know he's not, but he's here in spirit, right? Because we became one, and he's here in spirit. Um, I do believe well, it's been 3.5 years, but for the first 2 years, I seen butterflies, and one in particular. I can't remember the name of it. And oh, I got to tell you that story one day. I will. I'll tell you that story. But I believe it was I believe this was last year, not this year, but last year. So it was the same type of butterfly. Okay. The year the year he passed away, around our anniversary, which was only a couple of weeks later, me, my mother, and Miss Effie were walking, and in our neighborhood, really in our complex, and saw this butterfly. This butterfly was just flying around or whatever. I was like, wow. And I was like, look, Ma, it's Dante. I don't know why I got the sense that it was him, but I felt that. And the butterfly kind of stayed around, let me get real close and take pictures. And then last year, or the year after that, well, I know last year, let me say last year. Okay, so the year after that, I do remember. The year after that, saw another butterfly in our complex, but it was down on the ground. It was down on the ground. Okay. And Miss Effie was sniffing around it, and I don't know what she was looking at, but I'm always paying attention to what she's doing. And I saw the butterfly sitting down there at the end of the pole, down on the ground, in the grass. And so I picked it up, and the butterfly let me carry it. I carried the butterfly our whole walk around our complex till we got back to our house. And when we got close to our house, the butterfly started leaving my hands and just kind of flying around. And then it just left. And I was like, wow, thank you, Don, for letting me carry you. And then last year, I was in my room, in this very spot, not in this very spot, but in this very place, my room. And my mother was just coming home, and there was something fluttering at the window. I have a window right in my bedroom at the front of the house. And it was fluttering around like really close to the window. And I realized it was a butterfly. My mother came in and was like, did you see it? And I was like, yes. And I ran out to the front. Can I just tell you how this butterfly just flew around in a circle like it was flirting with me. That's what it was like. It was like it was flirting, and it reminded me of when we dated, when we first were getting to know each other. But it was like the butterfly was flirting with me. And it would get real close, didn't let me hold it, but it would get real close. But then it would fly and go up high and go around the house. It flew around the house and came back. I kid you not. And I just stood outside, must have been for about 10 minutes, and watched this butterfly fly. And I said, wow, there you are. telling me you're doing well. And all of these butterfly scenes, which is part of the reason why I still love butterflies, but I loved them before. Miss Effie is a butterfly dog, a Papillon. If you don't know, look that up. It's basically a toy spaniel, but because of her ears, she looks like a butterfly. And I've loved butterflies for a really, really long time. So for that to be a symbol of my Mushaloo was just really special to me. So that's some of my memories, if you will, and they're good memories. And I hope that, you will consider making some, whether it's taking old clothes and making them into something. I think I said this on the last video, but you could take some of your husband's or your wife's old sweaters and make pillows out of them, and either give some to his family members or put them on your own bed. Yeah, you know what? If you have some ideas of your own, I've given you a couple with the ties and the pillow. If you have some of your own, please share in the comments. So that's what we're talking about today. Making memories, and maybe even share a memory, a visitation that you may have had that you believe is your husband or your wife visiting you. Mine was butterflies. Yours may be, something different. But I encourage you to share that this is what we're here for, right? To help each other along the journey. And it is helpful, even if it's too painful to talk about right now. It will be helpful for you to make those memories so that you can do what? Live. Okay? Happy Saturday. Till next time.